Hey everyone, Christian from Tanuki here, and it is the evening of Tuesday, February 16th, 2021, and just this morning Nintendo announced that they are doing a Nintendo Direct in less than 24 hours from now. I've been spending a lot of today in Twitch chats, Discord channels, kind of discussing my expectations and predictions for tomorrow's Direct, and I thought, hey, let's, on tonight's Twitch stream, I do stream on Twitch every night. I was like, hey, on our stream, why don't we, have a discussion about predictions and whatnot, and then maybe I can just record that and put it on YouTube. And then I realized by the time I could actually put it on YouTube, it'd probably be after the direct. So I was like, hey, okay, let's just make a video ahead of time and get that out there so you guys can kind of see on record what my predictions are, and we'll see what happens and what doesn't happen. So I'm just going to go down the list of what I expect to happen, what I think might happen, and what definitely won't happen during tomorrow's direct. So right off the bat, Nintendo already announced that we are going to be seeing stuff for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Obviously, everyone's expecting a new DLC character. Makes the most sense. Obviously the game's been out for years now, and we are getting updates mostly in the form of new characters, new maps, new music, things like that. And even though we just got Sephiroth, a few months ago, it's not necessarily out of the blue that we would get a new character so quickly. So I am expecting to see a new trailer for a Smash Ultimate character. As to who that's going to be, I'll leave that up to everyone else to decide. I have no predictions personally on that, but we are going to be seeing some Smash Ultimate DLC. Whether or not tomorrow's Direct is followed by a Sakurai Presents presentation, or maybe that's for a later date, who knows? But again, I do expect to see a reveal trailer for a new character tomorrow. We are going to see something, probably like just a short trailer for new Pokemon Snap, because again, it is a Nintendo published game. I know everyone's expecting, the Pokemon Direct, Pokemon Day Directs later in the month, but being a Nintendo published game on the Switch, I do think we are going to see at least a short trailer of new Pokemon Snap. That said, I don't think that we're going to see anything regarding, a new Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remake or a new Let's Go game. I do think that is going to be saved for a Pokemon Direct later in the month, assuming that we are going to get that announcement at all this month. I do think we're going to see some third-party announcements, or even just not even really announcements, but more just third-party games that have been announced that are coming out soon. So I think we're going to see some stuff from Bravely Default 2. I think we're going to see some stuff from Monster Hunter Rise, which are both on the horizon. Now, as to things that are pretty likely for tomorrow, I do think we are going to see a look at Amiibo. So, for example, we might see something from, or might see Amiibo for Min Min and Steve, possibly Sephiroth, and perhaps even the new character that might be revealed tomorrow. So I do think we're going to see some Amiibo. I do think we're going to see some type of acknowledgement that it is the 35th anniversary year of the Legend of Zelda franchise. Now, as to what form that might take, who knows? Obviously, last year being the Super Mario 35th anniversary, we had, things from, spin-off games to re-releases to Cold Stone partnerships and whatnot. So as to what the Zelda 35th anniversary could look like, that's anyone's guess, really. As for what I would expect to see, or maybe would like to see, just a few things to keep in mind. Nintendo does love anniversaries and big games kind of coinciding with those anniversaries. Not only is it the 35th anniversary of the Legend of Zelda franchise, it is the 10th anniversary of Skyward Sword. Now, keep in mind, Twilight Princess HD came out in the 10th anniversary year. Wind Waker came out just about on the 10th anniversary year, maybe a little bit after. So I do think that we might see something soon regarding a Skyward Sword HD remake, if we are getting one at all. A lot of people have pointed out that Twilight Princess HD and the Wind Waker HD have not been ported to the Switch. They're one of the few games on the Wii U that have not been ported to the Switch. That being said, I know a lot of people are like, oh, they might do like a trilogy release, just like they did with Super Mario 3D All Stars, with Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword. If we are getting a Skyward Sword HD, I do not think it would be included in a trilogy with those games. Obviously, it would be a brand new HD re-release, and that could command a full price release on its own. So I do think if we are going to get all three of those at some point, I do think Skyward Sword will be released independently of the others. I don't know if Twilight Princess and Wind Waker would be a kind of like a 2-pack, or if maybe it would just be an eShop release, or who knows what. Actually, I do think it would get a packaged release at some point. But yeah, so we could be getting, Skyward Sword. We could be getting all three in some fashion. Who knows? I do think we might see possibly a Breath of the Wild 2, like a teaser or at least an update. I don't think we're going to get a release date, but I do think maybe we'll get a confirmation. Oh, we're targeting, holiday 2021 or something like that. Now, keep in mind, most of this direct is going to be focused on that first half of 2021. And games that have already been released, which is what I'm going to talk about in a moment here. So I don't think they're going to focus too much on stuff that will be, released this holiday. But because it is the Zelda 35th anniversary, I do think we are going to see some kind of acknowledgement of that during this direct. Going beyond that, I do think we are going to get some Hyrule Warriors DLC. Obviously, we just had Age of Calamity come out, and now the game's been out for a few months. It's about time we could see some DLC to kind of keep that game alive. And again, being the 35th anniversary of the Legend of Zelda franchise, it kind of goes along with that expectation for Zelda during this presentation. But along the lines of DLC for already released games, I do think we're going to see some new stuff for Animal Crossing: New Horizons. Obviously, a very popular game already. Selling millions and tens of millions of copies. So I do think we're going to see some updated DLC for Animal Crossing, both free and otherwise. In third-party games, I do think it's likely that we might maybe get a release date and more information on Monster Hunter Stories 2. And I do think we are likely getting a release date for things like, Genshin Impact or a Western release of Shin Megami Tensei 3. Now, as to things that could be possible for this Nintendo Direct, maybe things that maybe aren't as likely as some of the other ones that we've already talked about today. Obviously, being the Fire Emblem streamer I am, people are going to expect me to talk a little bit about Fire Emblem. What I will say is, again, it is the... what's the best way I can go about saying this? It's the 25th anniversary of a very popular game in the Fire Emblem franchise. Obviously, we've had Three Houses for a couple of years now, and everyone's expecting, Intelligent Systems they've got to have something up their sleeves. We haven't had a real remake in a few years now since Echoes. I know we just got the literally the Fire Emblem 30th anniversary edition come out this past December, but it is the 25th anniversary, though, of a very popular game in the franchise. So, could we see something from Genealogy of the Holy War? Who knows? The developers over at Intelligent Systems have said in the past that if they were to remake a game, they would love to remake, The Binding Blade. So that was a game for the Game Boy Advance, made a few years after Genealogy of the Holy War. So, we could get one, we can get the other. It could be something else entirely. In fact, actually, if it is something else entirely, a lot of people have been speculating, what if we get a Fire Emblem Warriors game kind of in the style of this, Age of Calamity that Hyrule Warriors got. And a lot of people have been speculating, what if it's about the beginning of Fodlan, the whole thing with, Saros and whatnot, or what if something involving, Geralt. I don't know if I necessarily think they're going to go that same route again. They just did that with Age of Calamity to kind of expand on Breath of the Wild. Do I think that they would take the same exact route of doing something with Fire Emblem Warriors? I'm a bit skeptical on that, but it could happen. Who knows? Along the lines of other possible announcements, I don't think we're going to see Metroid Prime 4 yet. I think that's wishful thinking. But again, it is also an anniversary year for Metroid, and I do think we are going to see something. Something I actually haven't seen a lot of people talking about as of late that was rumored a while back is that we could maybe see something along the lines of Metroid Prime Trilogy HD. Obviously, with Metroid Prime 4 coming to the Switch, and Metroid Prime 3 having been all the way back on the Wii, and the first two games being all the way back on the GameCube. A lot of players today might not even be familiar with the original Metroid Prime game. So could we see Metroid Prime Trilogy HD on the Switch this year? Maybe to prep us or to tie things over until Metroid Prime 4? Possibly. And, that could be something that might be a first half of the year type of game. Maybe, before E3. Who knows? I think that might be something that would be coming a little later on down the line, though. Along those same lines, I don't think we're going to see anything about Bayonetta 3. It's possible, but I don't think it's particularly likely. So I think that might be something that be coming on later down the pipeline. It is a 50-minute direct, but we can't cram everything in there. And I know we're all starving for information, but that's just something I think that will be coming along a little later down the line. Another thing possible, though, they did mention that Shin Megami Tensei 5 is going to be coming sometime in 2021. Now, is that a first half of the year release or a later half of the year release? Obviously that's up for debate, but that is something that to keep in mind. Something else that I've been talking about with other people throughout the day today. Camelot hasn't been they haven't made a game since Mario Tennis Aces, and people have been speculating. Okay, what are they working on? Could we be getting a new Mario Golf? Could we be getting a new Golden Sun this year? That's something to keep an eye on. And again, along those lines of other developers that haven't been that we don't know what they've been up to lately, we could be seeing a new Kirby game soon. And again, that seems like a game that could be coming out in the first half of the year as opposed to the later half of the year. Now, along the lines of wishful thinking, Metroid Prime 4, I don't think is going to be announced for the first half of this year or first half of any year really, but it's possible. One thing that I do think could be possible for a first half of the year release, we've gotten Xenoblade Definitive Edition, we've gotten Xenoblade 2. Could we see Xenoblade X on the Switch to kind of prep for an eventual Xenoblade X 2? Something to keep in mind. I could see a port being an early half of the year type of release, and then a real, true sequel coming out sometime in the future. And again, along the lines of wishful thinking, I'm just going to put it out there. Fatal Frame 5, would love to see it. But anyway, moving on. Things that are not happening tomorrow for sure, or at least that I would seriously not bet on. Again, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, I would not expect it. If there is going to be a Pokemon Day presentation later in the month, I would expect that would be saved for that. Although I will say, if we are getting Pokemon Diamond and Pearl this year, I'm going to call it right now, November 19th. Moving on, I don't think we are going to see Mario Odyssey 2. Again, that is a more holiday release window type of game, and I think that's going to be an announcement that's better saved for something like E3, whatever form E3 takes this year. A lot of people have been speculating, hey, can we get Mario Kart 9? No, it's been a few years since Mario Kart 8, and obviously we got a deluxe port on the Switch early in the Switch's lifetime. Could we be seeing Mario Kart 9 soon? I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. We literally just got Mario Kart Live home circuit, literally I think it was October of last year. So I do not think we are going to see Mario Kart 9 at all tomorrow. And lastly, again, along the lines of this being the Zelda 35th anniversary, a lot of people have been thinking, maybe we'll see something on Ocarina of Time. Maybe that'll be part of a 35th anniversary, All Stars release or whatever. I think they're going to save Ocarina of Time for something special. Again, Nintendo loves anniversaries, and Ocarina of Time has a 25th anniversary coming up literally in 2 years. So 2023, it's going to be the 25th anniversary. Could we see something along the lines of a big budget remake of Ocarina of Time? Who knows? But do I think it's going to be completely absent for the 35th anniversary? Not necessarily. Again, keep in mind that there are other ways they could bring, older versions of Ocarina of Time to the Switch. We've had, NES Switch Online. We've had Super NES Switch Online. Could we now finally see Nintendo 64 Switch Online? That being said, if that were to happen, I don't see, I don't see Ocarina of Time being released with with all the focus on that game. If obviously they're releasing a Switch Online for the N64 games, they're going to want to focus on all the games of that lineup. So I don't know how I would kind of logically expect them to promote the 35th anniversary of Zelda and include Ocarina of Time in that, while also promoting, hey, it's the big 64 Switch Online catalog. So whatever form that takes, we'll have to see how that goes. But again, there's just this debate in my head how they would kind of go about that. But again, could it be part of a 35th anniversary compilation? Possibly, if you're like me and you had the GameCube and you had the those My Nintendo codes that you shipped in, you got Ocarina of Time along with the 2 NES games and Majora's Mask on a random promotional disc. So who knows? It could happen. But yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video on my predictions for tomorrow's Nintendo Direct. Again, that is scheduled for Wednesday, February 17th, 2021, at I believe 2 p.m. Pacific and then 5 p.m. Eastern. So I will be doing a Twitch stream during that, and then we'll see what happens. Again, these are just my expectations and predictions based on what we've seen in the past and what we know is kind of brewing behind the scenes right now, obviously with the, anniversaries and things like that, and based on again what I've seen from the company in the past. But I don't have any particular knowledge on anything, like Zelda or Metroid or anything like that. So we'll have to see. But anyway, guys, all right, that'll be it for the video. Again, I mentioned you can, catch me on Twitch. Again, I do stream every day. I'll put up links to my Discord and my social media channels below. But all right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Have a good one.